It didn't start off too bad. He had kind of he was kicking and screaming, and he had really bad stomach pains for a while, and he got treated for reflux. And all the kind of pain and the pain faces and the screaming from that went away. But then he also got a really bad thrush that would just not go away no matter what we did. Like, we were boiling bottles, washing toys, washing bedding, clothes, trying to keep mitts on it. Nothing would get rid of it. He tried like 6 weeks of medicine before it went. And obviously he's having all this medicine for, he's on baby Gaviscon for reflux. He's having all this medicine put in his mouth, like through pipettes and stuff, for thrush. And quite a lot of the time he wasn't very happy about eating because he had a really sore tongue. It was a really thick layer of thrush on it. So he wasn't liking eating at all. And obviously when you're a first time mum, you kind of have this instinct in you, like, doesn't matter what I do, I've got to feed him, I've got to feed the baby. And to be honest, that's what most healthcare people seem to like implant in you. They just say, "Oh, keep encouraging him to eat. Keep encouraging him to eat." So you keep putting the bottle to him. You keep, trying to get it in his mouth. And it started off, he just wouldn't eat until we stood up with him. And we thought, oh, maybe it's colic, because you look online, it says that that's a symptom of colic, that the babies like to stand up. And we also thought maybe he's uncomfortable in the position he's in when we sit down, because when you stand, he's a little bit more elevated. It got to a point where he was eating no more than 1 to 2 ounces a sitting. So we were feeding him like all day, every day. I think there was days where I throughout the day, I was probably feeding him for like 8-9 hours of the day, because he just didn't eat enough in a sitting to ever eat. I was looking and looking, but everything just tells you it's other things. Like, I was looking online, all we got was colic or reflux, or, I found it such a struggle to find any information at all on bottle aversion. I've never heard of it. I didn't know it was a thing. Nobody makes you aware of it. Because I contacted several health professionals, and all they told me to do was try reflux formula. They said, oh, maybe it's a stomach bug. Stomach bugs don't last for several months. Right. And if they did, I think he'd be a lot in need of going to a hospital. Yeah. I found out about bottle aversion. I was reading it through and I just thought, oh my God, that makes so much sense, because without even thinking about it, we really had been forcing him to eat. I just felt terrible. I thought, oh my gosh, we're the problem. Cried for days. I just felt, oh my gosh, like I've completely failed him for like helping him eat. And I was so worried he wouldn't eat again. I thought, because it was by that point he was coming up to 4.5 months, and I thought, we've got to start thinking about solids soon, and he doesn't like anything being put near his mouth. And I just thought, oh, this is going to be years worth of work, like trying to make him like real food as well. I just thought, oh my God, we've messed him up. The first couple of days, I think the worst part was trying to drop my own anxiety, because I think it's really hard to watch your child not eat and to not offer them anything. And that's the worst bit, because you're just sitting there like, and everything in you just thinks, offer them some food. They haven't eaten for this long, offer them some food. So I tried what you recommended, and I tried this scheduled feeding, because I thought at least then I know when I'm feeding him next. And what I would do is I'd start after his morning nap. So I'd give him a dream feed after his morning nap, so I knew he'd had something. Because I think for the first few days that kind of took the edge off a little bit, because the first few days I think I did catch myself a few times, and I was like, I'm making it bad again. And I'd have to like take a bit of a breather and think, let's do something fun with him. Let's forget about it for half an hour. Put the music on. Let's do something else. So neither of us are thinking about food. Oh, it was ridiculous. I was very surprised actually how quickly he adapted. It was, I would say, 3 days, and he was just getting better. I was really shocked. I was very glad I stuck with it, because I was getting very nervous about it, because I knew he wasn't eating much because I wasn't forcing him to eat it. About 2.5-3 days in, he started eating again. not on us, in like feeding places. And I did still dream feed him like a couple of times each day just to make sure I knew at least he'd had something. Honestly, within the week, he was just, I can't even tell you the difference. It was ridiculous. I just thought, oh my gosh, he can get better. He can eat.
Yeah.
Like just, and I think after that, because I could see he was improving, it improved a lot faster because I was a lot more relaxed. I thought, oh, it's working. You know, he's not like ruined forever. He's okay. Like he adapted so quickly, and now he'll do a 6 ounce, 7 ounce feed, no trouble. Sometimes have a second bottle.
Wow.
And I can't even tell you the difference. And he sleeps better, he naps better, he's happier, because obviously before he wouldn't sleep very well because he was hungry all the time because he was just having little 30 mils everywhere. Now it's a million times better. There's been the occasional relapse day, I think, where he's just been a bit under the weather, or a bit, you know, probably in the middle of a growth spurt or something where he's not really feeling it. But I just tried to stay calm through it and thought, if he's having a rough day, I'll just put him somewhere else to eat that's not on me. You know, I'll make him laugh in between. We'll take a break if he needs a break. If he needs to stay up till 9-10 o'clock that night so that he can be happier before he goes to bed and he'll eat properly, then fair enough.
Yeah,
because
that's amazing.
It doesn't really matter, does it? We started weaning him now as well, because he's 6 months almost. And he's been having like tastes of things and taking the spoon himself and feeding himself, and I'm just like amazed. I thought it was going to be horrific because he didn't like anything near his mouth at all, because we'd had to give him medicine on spoons and in pipettes. So he was like, get away from my mouth sort of thing all the time. And he's just really taken to it. He's tried loads of different tastes. He's got favourites. He's really happy about it. There's no screaming, no crying. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I honestly couldn't tell people to stick to it enough, because it is really rough for the first week, but it's so worth it. Don't be so harsh on yourself. You know, mistakes happen. Not many people do know it exists, and everyone out there kind of encourages you to force feed. So just take a step back, look at what your baby's actually telling you and listen to them, because they probably know better than we do. I think you just have to reassess everything and just throw out everything you think you know and just relax a little bit, as hard as it is.
Yeah.
You have to relearn what you think you know about them, because their cues aren't what you think they are most of the time. Thank you. You really helped us. I honestly can't tell you how anxious and upset and how many nights I just couldn't even sleep because I was so worried. That it's just, I can't believe how quickly it improved. I really am grateful.